Today we'll be going through a character build for a Wandmaker, a catfolk who spends their day crafting and selling their many specialty wands to adventurers and societies in Absalon. Hi, I'm Yovo and I'll be going through the core features of the build and discuss the decisions why they were chosen. We are starting with a 9 lives catfolk. Working with magic and specialty wands can be dangerous, especially when they have a risk of exploding after a poor sod tries to overcharge a wand. This allows a Wandmaker to avoid frustrating mishaps. The first feat taken by the Wandmaker is Cat's Luck, which further emphasizes the unpredictable nature of working with magic and avoiding a backfire. At 5th level, Expanded Luck enhances our first level feat by granting a reroll on Fortitude and Will saves. 9th level, we have Shared Luck to give the Cat's Luck to an ally if fate weren't particularly kind to them on that day. And Black Cat's Curse allows a Wandmaker to do the complete opposite of Cat's Luck to an enemy. All the bad luck that's been avoided should be siphoned away from the Wandmaker before it accumulates and something unfortunate happens. The background is Trade Consortium Underling, a unique background to those who grew up in the city of Absalon. The experience and connections as an underling allows the Wandmaker to have the means to purchase rare materials for wands and the channels to sell them for a tidy profit. The Wandmaker follows Torag, the dwarven god of the forge, protection and strategy. For when the Wandmaker starts their craft, working on the item itself is considered a prayer to Torag. Our base class is a wizard, learning the arcane magics and hopefully the means of improving the specialty wands that are on offer. The Wandmaker is a universalist, spending time in all the schools during their tenure of study. By studying all the schools of magic, when reverse engineering or inventing new wands, the Wandmaker would garner clues on the crafting process. And the staff nexus was the thesis which allowed the Wandmaker to graduate into a fully fledged wizard. Spending time learning how to create staves help further Wandmaker's craft. That being said, specialty wands are more lucrative than staves, as anyone can activate the wand without any preparation. At first level, eschew materials would be important at drawing signals to replace material components, as this will translate to activating the wand. No adventurer would like to carry a bag of guano to cast a wand of smoldering fireballs. There aren't any other recommended feats out of the wizard class that would benefit the Wandmaker though. We can take the Scrounger archetype for the dedication and its benefit. This dedication allows a Wandmaker to transfer all the formulas from the book into their memory. Any other spellcasting archetype that grants access to the divine and primal spell list can be taken, as the Wand of Overflowing Life requires the use of a heal spell. This can cut down the cost of hiring an outsider or a scroll to finish the process. Here is my initial stat spread for the Wandmaker. The skills beneficial for the Wandmaker are crafting, which is the entirety of the Wandmaker's existence. Magical crafting is the foremost required skill, as this allows a Wandmaker to start work on magical items instead of mundane varieties. From there we are taking the specialty crafting and focusing on woodmaking to get a bonus with some of the specialty wands. I will note which ones would benefit from this bonus when created. Impeccable Crafter increases the speed and productivity of the Wandmaker and helps them keep up with the demand, especially when business is booming due to the chaos occurring in the world. Inventor allows a Wandmaker to progress and create better versions of each specialty wand when they get stronger and more skilled over time. Craft Anything will bypass the need for certain spells to be used. This will help the Wandmaker, as a Wand of Overflowing Life will be limited as it requires a heal spell to be cast during the process. Diplomacy is helpful when negotiating trade deals for raw materials or when selling wands in bulk to large organizations for a deal. Glad Hands is a required skill for any shopkeeper. Deals and impressions are made immediately, and thus it is in the Wandmaker's best interest that patrons look favorably on the store to increase the chance of a sale. And lastly, Society, to understand the people and organizations that operate in Absalon. Biographical eye will aid the Wandmaker in their assessment of their customer. Is the Wandmaker talking to a novice adventurer who is trying to make it on their own, or a rich noble kid who has way too much money for their common sense? Now on to equipment. The crafter's eyepiece will be beneficial as it grants a bonus to the craft check. We'll be going through the specialty wands that can be crafted by the Wandmaker. The first is the Wand of Widening, which adds a meta magic feature to normal spell casting. This wand is made of wood and would benefit from the specialty crafting bonus. This would be beneficial to bards as they do not get access to this meta magic. For crafting this wand, the spell tax can be covered by burning hands. The second is the Wand of Continuation, which increases the spell duration by 50%. This is a potentially useful wand on combat buffs to allow them to last as long as needed, or when clearing out a dungeon in quick, rapid fashion. Spells that would meet the requirement for crafting the Wand of Continuation is a spell that has a duration of more than 10 minutes and no more than an hour. Most level 1 spells heightened change their duration to 8 hours, 24 hours, or unlimited at higher slots. Negate Aroma is currently the only spell that retains its 1 hour duration, as it targets more creatures when heightened. The material of the Wand of Continuation isn't noted, and we are given the description of yellow embers spiraling once activated. The Wand of Manifold Magic Missile grants additional single action casting on consecutive rounds up to a minute after the initial use. This grants additional damage each round, which can be helpful against incorporeal creatures or to chip away at a particularly high AC target. This wand is primarily made out of wood, but does have an embedded metal sphere in the middle. It would be a candidate for specialty crafting. The Wand of Hopeless Night grants a darkness spell. There are 2 versions of this wand, each casting a specific level of darkness. The added benefit of using this wand is that each creature is subjected to a will save against fear. This does not differentiate between allies and enemies though. This wand is made of wrought iron and would not benefit from the specialty crafting. The Wand of Spider spews out poisonous webs that deal damage to those who fail their athletics or reflex saves. The upgraded wand can inflict persistent poison damage to those who failed the save. This wand is made of rosewood and twisted spider legs covered with gossamer webbing at the tip. As part of it is made of rosewood, the specialty crafting can apply. The Wand of Crackling Lightning covers double the width of a normal casting, with the added bonus of those who failed the save to become flat-footed for a round. The widened meta magic wouldn't give you an increase of the width, so this would be one way of hitting a group of adventurers or monsters down a 10-foot hallway. This wand is made of 2 copper pieces with a ceramic piece in the center. The Wand of Smoldering Fireballs doesn't change the radius of the spell like the Wand of Crackling Lightning, but it does have an added effect on those who failed the save. The persistent fire damage doesn't really do much to creatures each round and would only be worthwhile on creatures that are weak to fire or have regeneration blocked by fire. The wand is a heavily blackened and burned stick, which would benefit from the specialty crafting. The Wand of Overflowing Life works similar to the Echoing Channel meta magic from the Cleric class, where a secondary heal occurs on the caster. The difference is that it will only target the user of the wand with the echoing, and the heal cast will be 1 action verse, regardless if 1, 2, or 3 actions were used to cast the wand. For wand creation, alabaster is a type of soft rock used for carving, and unless an archetype was taken, there are limited options for the Wandmaker to finish this wand independently before the Craft Anything feat is unlocked. The Wand of Snowfields allows the casting of Cone of Cold and turns the area which was affected by the spell into difficult terrain for 1 minute. This is handy to slow down enemies, or would be useless against those who have feats or heritages, allowing them to ignore this type of terrain. The wand is made out of ice blue glass. And lastly, we have the Wand of Slaying to cast Finger of Death. If it were to succeed in slaying the target, it causes an emanation of negative energy, damaging all those within it. This specialty wand can be used to strike down at the big boss's general or right hand, as they are generally weaker and hopefully deal enough damage to the boss in the subsequent explosion. It is a polished wand with a green gem at the tip. It doesn't specifically say what type of material, but we can probably assume it's made of wood, probably yew, and has a phoenix core. In terms of combat, the Wandmaker would probably prefer to leave it to the people that actually bought the wands, but if a situation arose where Absalom was attacked, then the Wandmaker had a number of options, especially in a tucked away street. And here we have a summary of all the chosen feats, skills, and equipment discussed in today's video. We also have character sheets available in the description box below. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, leave a like and subscribe. Also comment your thoughts on the Wandmaker below. Till next time.